Hi, and welcome to episode 25 of the Aussie Tech Crypto Show, a show about cryptocurrency from an Australian viewpoint. This show is brought to you by Australia Coin, Australia's true blue Aussie crypto coin. I'm your host, Jason Oakley. This is my co-host, Will Tomkinson. Hey, Will.
Hey, mate. How's it doing?
Good. How's life been treating you?
It has been, yes.
Yes?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Still, bloody weather. We should figure out what it's doing. We get still minus 2 degree mornings and we're getting like 29 degree days.
Yeah, today was really nice. Took the dog for a walk and could have nearly got a tan. And yet tonight, look at this, I'm wearing my jumper.
Well, we're supposed to hit, we're supposed to hit minus 2, which means we hit about minus 5.
Yep.
And it's supposed to get to about 29 tomorrow, which means it'll be a 31. So that's like a 36 degree swing. That's just ridiculous.
You got to go down to the beach then?
Well, I'll get tomorrow off. It's Eka.
Eka!
So, work.
I had today off.
Yeah, I get. Well, yeah, a lot of the places down South Logan that got yesterday off, and some places got tomorrow off. So it's all over. So we get tomorrow off, so I can catch up on some housework. Yay! Our daycares for Bubba in Ipswich. I don't have the day off, so I'm still going to drop him off at daycare.
Yeah, I worked all weekend 24/7, so today was my comp day, so took Dad in the hospital and I came back and washed the floors and then installed a new door handle in the bedroom and took the dog for a walk and did some shopping and picked up my daughter and I went and saw Mum at the nursing home and then came back and that was my resting day, which I never stopped moving and doing stuff.
Yeah, sometimes that was the problem I had when I had 2 weeks holiday. I was more exhausted in the 2 weeks holiday than I was before I went on 2 weeks holiday. I had to go back to work to have a break.
Oh dear. And everything's red at the moment. We'll pop this up here. You can see Australia Bitcoin is worth 8,300. Litecoin $71.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, there's something like Australia Coin hasn't dropped much. It's basically stayed level for the last 2 weeks.
I bought a Litecoin about a year ago for $50.
Oh, he's still in front.
And then it went up, and then it came back down. Well, I don't have that coin anymore, although I might still have some Litecoin, but not at the $50 purchase. There's Ethereum.
I was going to say, I bought some Ethereum
361.
Yesterday. I'll talk about the story later, but I bought my Ethereum to transfer across to my mines, and I bought $20 worth of Ethereum yesterday. Worth $11. It's been literally 24 hours. Oh, no, not even. When did I got it? Be 24 hours. Went from $20 worth to $11 worth.
And just for Glenn, Ripple XRP 36 cents.
Yeah, but it hasn't really dropped much. I mean, look, it had its peak back a while back, and it hasn't really done much. So at least it's staying down.
Yeah. And OMG is the other thing they got at BTC Markets, which got up to around $7 and it's back down to $4.60.
So that's not. Yeah.
Where's your OMG? Come on, I gave you the.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta ruin it.
I pressed the button and nothing happened. It works in
testing.
You don't even control. Like
it worked in development. It's production that it doesn't work. There we go. OMG! Yay! Better late than never.
Stupid thing. The deal of the live shows.
Yep. Do you want to start with the first story then?
You have impeccable timing. I did literally just switch windows. So the SEC rejection for Bitcoin-based exchange-traded fund proposed by the Winklevoss brothers is being seen as one of the reasons for the current drop in the cryptocurrency market. The Winklevoss twins don't worry about that. What it means for crypto in the long term. Tyler Winklevoss, who owns the Gemini exchange, together with his brother Cameron, says to Bloomberg in a response that the SEC decision that they'll keep growing their business despite Wall Street not jumping in yet. Tyler said Wall Street is taking cryptocurrency seriously. However, the vast majority of Wall Street firms are not participating in the cryptocurrency market. which remains primarily a retail-driven market. This will change over time, but it will take time. The SEC rejected Bitcoin ETF and the Winklevoss brothers for the second time in July. One of the SEC members, Hester Pierce, dissented from that decision. Last week, the SEC just delayed its decision on the Bitcoin ETF proposal by Van Eck, SolidX Bitcoin Trust. The new date for the decision is September 30th. I mean, we covered this a few months ago when they started talking about this. They're their own worst enemy, I think, at the moment. They have been known to do a lot of startups, and they get in and out very quickly. They tend to not hang around to see what the coin actually does. So whilst they have been rejected, I kind of understand why. Like, it's like, well, what's to say that, in 3 months' time you're not going to,
too volatile,
sell it out or shut it down or just walk away with people's money, which they've been known to do. So I don't see it being the reason that
I think it's affecting the whole market.
I mean, maybe a wrinkle in there, or
no winkle,
or maybe a small, maybe one or two coins, but not right across the board. That's no.
They don't hold that much sway.
No,
it's only the Winklevoss twins.
And most people who are invested in wouldn't ever have heard of them anyway. So
no.
Nope. Sorry.
It's known as the boys who tried to sue Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much.
That didn't work either.
Didn't they? Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they somewhat not succeed with that as well?
Yeah. They're very good at winning things.
Yeah, they're on the ball. At least they're consistent.
You got to give it a go, though, don't you? You got all this money sitting around. You got to do something with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you might as well invest it in things that don't work. That's all a tax write-off if you do that.
Yeah. And India's government is reportedly mulling the launch of crypto tokens of its own for financial transactions in the country, despite an ongoing banking ban on decentralized cryptocurrencies. An intergovernmental committee tasked to study and propose a regulatory roadmap for the cryptocurrency sector is also examining the usability of crypto tokens in the public sector. Domestic publication DNA India reports citing sources. The committee is reportedly eyeing the use of custom blockchain-based crypto as a tokenized representation of money rather than a direct substitute to currency on its own, with applications such as Metro card tokens. The report cites a senior official from the country's finance ministry as stating, "The committee is examining if crypto tokens can be used to replace smart cards such as Metro cards in the public sector to start with. Similarly, in the private sector, it can be used in loyalty programs such as Air Miles, where its use is limited to buying the next ticket and can't be converted into money." The Interministerial Committee, first established by the Ministry of France in early 2017, includes India's Taxation Authority, India's Department of Economic Affairs, and a number of other ministries alongside representatives from India's central bank and the State Bank of India, the country's largest bank. So I wonder how crypto would go for Metro cards.
Well, I think. Well, this comes down to the thing, like the whole volatility of the market. When you load your card, you transfer the crypto onto your card, then it's worth that fixed dollar amount when you do that, or is it a fluctuating?
Like if you filled up your card a month ago, you'd be very screwed now.
Well, that's what I mean. Is it using the, say, the $100 that you put on it? Does it convert? Let's say you use, I don't know, let's pick a coin. Say you use Bitcoin to top up your card and just puts $100 worth on your card, or does it put
0.001 Bitcoin on there and then convert it when you spend it?
That's it. I think that's something they need to work out. That's still an issue with real time transactions, but as I said, look at the Ethereum. I put $20 on, and within a day it's down to $11. So if I gave a gift card to somebody for $20 in Ethereum, well, it could be worth $3 by the time they unwrap it, or it could be worth $300. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like buying a lotto ticket for your friend. Good luck. You could be a millionaire, or you could have a bit of cardboard that you can chuck in the bin, but you could be a millionaire.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Powerball's 100 million this week.
That's it. And yeah, look, I don't know. I think crypto is the answer to a lot of problems, but I really think there needs to be some sort of guarantee against it. Just to, I don't know.
It's our question nearly every show, isn't it?
I mean, they've managed to do it, as we're talking to Dave a couple weeks ago about Australiacoin.
Yep.
It does the instant transaction from the second you transfer that dollar amount, it automatically deducts from the Bitcoin, regardless of what Bitcoin is. But it does effectively a fiat transaction. It turns it into real money.
Yeah.
It's not a fluid transaction at that point, but something like this, a lot of the cards, like I know with my toll card to go on the highway to drive through the tolls, I've got an automatic top up on there, and after it hits, I don't know, $10 or whatever the card limit is, it automatically tops up with $20 worth of money. But if you're using crypto, how do you do that? Do you say you want $20 worth of crypto, or do you say you want X amount of crypto worth a certain amount? You know what I mean? Like, I think when situations have to be approached slightly differently, but there's absolutely nothing wrong. I think it's a great idea. The more the merrier in terms of the more uses for crypto. I think it's absolutely a great idea, but I think it just has to be.
Even the problem, I was thinking they could just store the coin in a wallet on the Metro card, but let's say you put in, OMG was $4, so let's say you put in 10 OMG, there's $40, and then a month later you go to spend it on your card and OMG's worth a quarter that. Now you've got $10 on there, which is not enough to cover your trip in the train. And you're like, well, I had the money there, but it's gone now.
That's what I mean. It would have to do a instant conversion. It would have to. That's really the only way to do it. It would have to instantly swap it across. But then it's not really... You're not really trading in crypto, are you? You're trading in fiat, just using data purchase fiat. So you're back to the whole thing of basically preloading a Visa card, effectively.
Yep.
If you've got a certain amount of money, you just, buy $1,000 worth of whatever currency you've got, throw it on a preloaded Visa card, then it's only worth $1,000.
Yeah,
that's not a fluid amount, which I think is the whole point of crypto.
You might as well just put $1,000 on a normal Visa card.
Yeah,
be done with it.
Yeah, which your back currency is pretty stable. It doesn't change. I mean, it changes a little bit against the US dollar, but not much.
Not that much as crypto has recently.
I don't know. Interesting. We'll see what happens, I suppose. But it's just interesting that wasn't India another country who was talking about banning crypto a few months ago?
Sure.
They've done an entire backflip, and then again, you could say that about a lot of countries.
Flip.
So, where are we? A 22-year-old Finnish crypto millionaire lost more than 5,000 bitcoins in a fraudulent investment scheme in Thailand. So, a 22-year-old millionaire from a neutral country was holidaying in Thailand and lost 5,500 bitcoins.
Wow.
Nothing about that sounds unusual. Sounds perfectly fine. The scam drew a lot of public attention due to being the alleged involvement of the famous Thai actor, according to a media report published by Bangkok Post on Monday. A group of fraudsters approached crypto millionaire Arni Ostar Salmonella in July last year with a plan to make a fortune from him. The group decided to solicit the businessman over investment in Thai stocks and cryptocurrency called Dragon Coin, a casino in Macau. The fraudsters claimed... Great. I just scrolled and it went a whole page. The fraudsters claimed upon insurance that new crypto would be used as a casino. According to the report, what more is that they even brought the millionaire with them to the casino to prove the legitimacy of the project. The Finnish businessman who bought into the fraudulent scheme transferred more than 5,500 bitcoins to the group. However, having seen no returns on his investment, he decided to file a complaint to Thailand's CSD Crime Suppression Division. Interesting. In in January this year, along with business partner who also believed the internet screen to be fraudulent. The CSD then launched an investigation and alleged in its investigation report that the group did not make any investments for the businessman. Instead, chose to liquidate all bitcoins into the local currency and deposit the fund in 7 different bank accounts. But still unclear the fraudsters sold off bitcoins. The CSD estimated the group made off with nearly 24 million or 800 million bar by selling their assets.
So, what have we learned?
Don't trust anything when you go to Thailand.
Especially if you're a crypto millionaire and someone's hey, we got this really cool. No, serious. Stop laughing. We got this really cool deal. Just give us 5,500 Bitcoin. Totally no worries. You've never met us before.
I think you could probably go further than that and say if you're in Thailand and anybody approaches you for anything.
For any reason whatsoever.
For any reason. Be very, very skeptical. Anything. Just look for the Adam's apple.
Look, I got my code. It says legit businessman. Oh, hang on. I spelled hang on. I mean, they spelled, legit businessman. Good investment for you. I mean, really?
I don't feel sorry for him in the slightest, and I wish him the best of luck on future investments.
Which he can't do because he's got no money now.
He's still a millionaire. He bought bitcoins back when they were worth nothing. That's why he's a millionaire.
Yeah, well, he was a millionaire. Maybe he only had 5,500 bitcoins. He was a crypto millionaire, and now he's a crypto poor man.
If it's a guy, I didn't look this particular guy up. But if it's a story I was reading a couple of weeks ago, his whole family's like rich. I should look it up and have. But if it's the same guy I'm thinking of, he's rich beside being a crypto millionaire. Let's see if it says. Yeah, because they're saying it's 35. Yeah, it's 5,500 bitcoins, 35 million. Which is something like. Where did I see it? Something like 10% of his free wealth or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
He's a Thai actor called Boom Jaravajit, who makes a ton of money from acting.
Yeah. Yeah. But it depends on which story you read too, because they're saying one story says 35 million, and one story says 25 million USD. So they can't even get that one. That one says 24 million.
This one says 23.8.
So it's not as bad as the first thought. So he's just gained 10 million.
That was quick.
Oh, gee. But yeah, look, I mean, I say it every time. It is potentially possible to get ripped off with crypto. You just be smart about it.
Don't trust random people you don't know.
You know, well, I mean, you're going to give some, I'll walk up to you on the street and go, "Hey, just give me, 25 million bucks, and I'll give you some money back."
I'll totes double it. There was this Nigerian prince who kept emailing me. He said he could do the same sort of thing. I'm still waiting for my money.
That's going to be really funny. There's going to be some Nigerian prince in 30 years' time, and his obituary is going to read, "I tried to give my money away, but nobody
wanted it."
I could see it happening, yeah.
I'm going to die rich, and I tried to help charities, but...
But that's going to be a similar thing with this. Like, just be smart about it. Even though the smart ones are untraceable with the money once it's transferred in their account. In this particular case, they split it up into various accounts. So good luck getting your money back.
I want to know who bought 5,500 bitcoins, because you have to sell it on the market, and there has to be a buyer who wants to buy it at whatever price you're selling. They must have had such a low price because they didn't care what price they were getting, so long as it was several $1 million for free.
Well, you can just transfer it to somebody else's wallet, though, can't you?
Yeah, but they've cashed it out, is what it says in the article.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but you can just do
There's
that.
somebody at the other end
Yeah,
had to buy them so that they could cash it out.
and still come out in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can't you go like? Isn't a lot of the Well, they're probably not that amount, and so a lot of the exchanges will do that, but there's probably some sort of cap on how much they'll do, I guess.
Yeah. Whichever case, there still has to be somebody who'll take those coins. So somebody has got 5,500 coins now that didn't before.
Or maybe 10 people do.
Yeah.
You just don't. I mean, that's the thing. If they took it back to their family and every family member's got an account and they've got 100 people involved in the scheme, well, you know, it's only a few.
But what I mean is that because it's not their Bitcoin, they don't care if they sell the Bitcoin at half the value of a Bitcoin. Whoever buys it is incredibly happy because they get cheap Bitcoin, and whatever happens with these guys, they still end up millionaires.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's the same as, you look at the Italian job, same thing. They ditch the gold bullion for half of what it's really worth, just to move it, because even at half of what it's worth, it's still more than they would have had.
Yep.
And the person who paid half as much for it knows that he can get twice as much for it at the other end.
Yeah, so everyone a winner except for the person who lost it.
Yeah.
Mobile payments firm Square now lets customers buy and sell bitcoins via its Cash app in all 50 US states. The company, which was founded by Twitter chief executive Jack Dorsey, announced the service expansions through a tweet on Monday, months after the firm initially rolled out the Bitcoin service to investors in the country. As reported by CoinDesk, Square officially launched the Bitcoin purchasing option in its Cash app in January, following a testing phase started last year. However, the service was not offered in the states of New York, Georgia, Hawaii and Wyoming due to their more restrictive regulations regarding Bitcoin transactions. In fact, Coinbase suspended its Bitcoin buying service in Hawaii last year after regulators in the state imposed a double reserve requirement on the exchange, meaning it would have been required to maintain cash reserves equal to any cryptocurrency funds held for its customers. In March, though, Square expanded the option to residents in Wyoming after the Cowboy State passed a bill to remove the double reserve requirement for companies dealing with virtual currencies. As recently reported, Square has also secured a so-called BIT license in New York, making it one of only a handful of crypto services to be allowed to operate in the state. So there you go. Square's jumping on the crypto bandwagon pretty full and letting everyone in.
Not really surprising though. PayPal won't do it.
No,
so
they said that crypto's evil, bad, and kills your grandmother while you're sleeping.
Was that crypto? Was that a big bad wolf? I don't know. But yeah, look, I think I'm not surprised Square did it, to be honest. They've got the technology already in place, the infrastructure's already there. It wouldn't be that much of a jump to do it. So I think it's it'll be interesting to see who's going to follow now, though. It usually takes somebody like that to sort of start the process happening, and then other people tend to follow. So it'll be interesting to see sort of what comes of that.
Yeah.
Oh, this mouse is hot. I broke my mouse before the show. I've got a proper, well, I had a proper mouse, and it no longer is a mouse. So I ran around the house and found the only mouse I could find.
Found a mouse in the house?
I did.
Was it really grouse?
High quality $3 Logitech specials. So it's horrid. It's so bad. You just scroll the scroll wheel and just sort of keep scrolling. Oh man. Where are we? In a highly complex paper, Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin has proposed a new kind of consensus algorithm which requires just 1% of nodes to be honest. This means theoretically an attacker would require control of more than 99% of the nodes in the blockchain to carry out an attack, so no more 51% attack. The new algorithm was first invented by Leslie Lamport in 1982, who was a computer scientist who received the Turing Award for his work on distributed systems. Vitalik used Leslie's solution in terms of the blockchain. The new algorithm introduces a new kind of validated node called the independent observer node. These nodes observe the chain in real time and detect inconsistencies when the message appears. This works because double spend attacks are slightly quicker or slower compared to normal transactions, and the special nodes in Vitalik's solution detect that.
There we go. No more 51% attack.
Yep. So there's, I mean, as we've both said, like the security in in crypto will increase over time, and this is just another step in the direction to make that happen. So, I actually remember reading about Leslie Lamport. I like the people who win the Turing Awards. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. We're using technologies invented in '82 for current crypto stuff. That's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, a lot of it carries across. Like, it's not
not new, just a new implementation.
It's not a one use case scenario specific program. But he basically effectively created distributed systems, and he was he was a computer scientist, but I mean, computer science back then in the early 80s is a very interesting term. A lot of the stuff they did. He actually worked at the Massachusetts Computer Associates from 1970 to 1977, SR International from 77 to 85, and Digital Equipment Corporation and Compaq from 85 to 2001. In 2001, he joined Microsoft Research, which closed in 2014. So he's been around a while. He knows all the processes, but it was really interesting when he, obviously being around in the 70s, most of the stuff they were still predominantly analog computers. I mean, they still had valves, they still had big mechanical switches, they still had reel-to-reel, like it was still a hands-on experience. And he basically, I guess, how would you put it, made a coherent process of the distributed computing system, which basically takes several autonomous computers and communicates with all of them for bypassing messages. It's kind of, but using algorithms and predetermined ways things are going to behave. You could tell if there was a fault in the system before the fault caused the problem. So it's the same sort of deal. They're taking the same principle, knowing the way things are supposed to behave in a given situation. If they don't behave like that, you can detect the problem before it becomes a problem. That's what they've taken out of this, yeah. But if you are into computers and you like learning about how a lot of that stuff happens, look up Alan Turing and look up at the Turing Awards and that sort of stuff. It's pretty neat, some of the stuff that goes on there. I think it started back in the mid-'60s from memory. Of course, Alan Turing, known during the war he used to work at Bletchley Park, and he was one of the
genius
main developers behind
Enigma.
Colossus. Was one of the Enigma. He developed the Colossus machine first, which was their first attempt at I guess crypto encryption effectively, and then the Enigma, which the Germans were using during the war. He actually developed a real 5-reel system that cracked the Enigma code and could reliably reverse engineer that code, and he never actually got to see any of the original reels or any of the original machines until years later after the war had finished. He was an amazing mathematician. Everything was just pure math. And he just sat down and read hundreds of these German codes and found these slightest little patterns in them, and then developed this reverse engineered 5-wheel multifaceted system. It's just amazing what he does. But they're still going. The Turing Awards are still a current award held every year, or I think just about every year anyway. Everything from, it's basically anything that's a breakthrough or a reimagining. It's really, really good. But sorry, I got carried away. But I love Turing. He's great. If you're interested in the birthplace of computers, effectively. I mean, he invented valves before valves was a thing. Colossus was powered by 40-foot long glass tubes filled with mercury, and they had a U-bend in them with 2 exposed wires. And if the punch card read one frequency, the speaker at this end would push the mercury this way and trigger the contactor on this side. And if the punch card read another way, the speaker on this end would push the frequency of mercury back this way and trigger the other point. So he was using switches and relays, pure analog, before they'd even been, now that's just part of the binary coding in the computer. But he was doing all that binary coding and all that memory. Like, that was called memory. He could hold that pattern and hold something in memory.
Yep.
It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's good.
It's
a bit of history. Microsoft has rolled out a new blockchain as a service product to Azure, which could allow businesses to roll out Ethereum-based blockchains within minutes with single-click access to distributed ledger technologies. Azure's current support of Ethereum, which it says has been deployed tens of thousands of times across a variety of industry verticals, has been based so far on a proof-of-work protocol, which requires expensive computer calculations in order to create secure and trustless transactions on a DLT, a process otherwise known as mining. This works great in anonymous open networks where competition for cryptocurrency promotes security on the network, said Azure global software engineer Cody Bourne. However, in private consortium networks, the underlying Ether has no value. On Tuesday, Azure introduced a new alternative protocol, Proof of Authority, aimed at specifically at permissioned networks where participants are known and reputable to one another, where governance can be separated from the network's operation. The protocol can be executed using an inbuilt decentralized application, DApp, called Governance DApp, that will allow each node or individual member to govern the network or hand their voting power to others. A final boon for making BaaS accessible is Azure enabling support for developers to author smart contracts in familiar languages such as C, C++, and Rust. Enterprise developers often cite Solidity language as one of the largest pain points when developing on Ethereum. All of this could hugely simplify the uptake of blockchain among Microsoft's enterprise partners, and while the Proof of Authority protocol is not completely new, its uptake by the software giant could set a trend for competitor products to follow.
Microsoft getting in on it, eh?
Yep, and you can just whack up a Azure platform with blockchain enabled on Ethereum, and away you go.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. Because Azure, for people that don't know, is their their online cloud.
Yep, virtual system.
Virtual servers, I guess. Or virtual, they're not only servers, are they? They're workstations, or they're whatever you need them to be, really. Virtual processing power, I guess you'd call it.
You down with VPP?
Isn't that that's I'm sure that's sort of gang, so we're probably in trouble now for saying that. So, which, I mean, Azure literally means sky blue, so it's not, not creative. But I don't know. I mean, a few people have. This comes back to what we were talking a few weeks ago about how you mine on your phone.
Yep.
You don't really mine on your phone. You pass the buck. You say, okay, this is how much mining potential I can do. But at the end of the day, you're still relying on a physical miner based in somebody's basement somewhere to do the actual mining.
Yep.
So I wonder how it works with these, because given that we know that mining is graphic card based, and virtual servers as a rule don't have dedicated graphics cards, they're usually just they might have a lot of processing power and a lot of memory and a lot of hard drive space, but they don't have much in the way of, the systems themselves aren't designed to have much in the way of graphics. So I guess at the end of the day, you're still relying on a physical miner somewhere to cover this. So it'd be interesting to see how the mining profile works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it worth hiring an Azure server to do mining for you? Is, I guess, what I'm getting at. Or do you just happen to have an Azure server running for other reasons? And
yeah, I think with this, it's for businesses to transfer Ethereum between each other, but not actually mine on the machines. So if you want to start up a new, Amazon and offer Ethereum crypto as a currency for customers to buy things, then you can just whack up an Azure server. It's got built-in blockchain D apps to enable you to buy and sell products and things using Ethereum, and they trust each other because they're all businesses. So you don't need to worry if someone at the other end is going to be ripping off your crypto.
Okay, so it takes that whole exchange out of the equation.
Yeah.
You don't need to go from your crypto to an exchange and transfer it back into someone else's. Okay, yeah, I misunderstood it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Especially if they implement the 1% from the previous story. So yeah, that makes sense. Now I guess if you are trying to think of how many real world scenarios I guess it's probably something that if they're future proofing that, I suppose it's probably not a huge deal at the moment, but I can certainly see where that would become a big thing.
Yeah.
I know, like for example, I know Tesla wants you to be able to pay for a Tesla with crypto.
Yeah.
So it'd be perfect for them, I guess. They can just have that infrastructure there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, no, that's fine. So the other thing I want to talk about too quickly, you guys have heard me talk about minds.com quite regularly. It's the new hotness. It's the place you go where you want information that hasn't been censored or deleted off YouTube and Facebook, like InfoWars, for example. Great, I've mentioned that. We're probably going to be banned off YouTube. But Minds has finally come to crypto. They're using Ethereum now for the actual rewards. It's a little tricky initially because you've got to go... see if I can make this happen here. Probably won't work, but we'll see what happens if I do something like this. You've got to initially go through Coinbase, and you need to set up a Coinbase account, which is a bit of a pain because you've got to do your driver's license and everything for your verification. Then once you get that set up, you've got to wait a certain amount of time before they verify it, and then turns out when you're in Australia you can't trade. You can buy Ethereum, but you can't sell it not through Coinbase anyway. You can't transfer it, but you can... how did it work? I couldn't transfer it, but I could sell and not supported. But there was a way that I could and they called it a transition or something. I could push it across into the other thing you need to set up, which is your MetaMask is what they use as their underlying
wallet.
Practice. And then underlying wallet, which you can swap through different accounts or whatever, but and then after, the thing that's annoying about it is it takes 6 days after you transfer the money into there. It will eventually show up in your online on-chain address after 6 days, which for the way it's going, it'll be like $1 at the end of it all.
Wait till then.
Yeah, I know, it's so annoying at the moment because, as I said, I threw $20 on it, and by the time it gets to my wallet, it's not going to be worth anything. But you can see now they've changed all their rewards. You're getting, you get tokens. So you can buy tokens with your Ethereum now. So that's currently what tokens are worth. So what you use them for, basically, you're using them for promotion. So once we upload this show to here, I'll boost it. It'll cost me 1 token to boost. But I can earn things. So every time I vote or comment or subscribe or reshare it or anything like that, I get more tokens, and then I can use those to buy more things. So it's really neat now, though, that you can actually buy tokens using Ethereum. Like the whole reason they're doing it that way instead of actually making you pay for it is because Minds is decentralized. It's not hosted on one server. It's hosted basically everybody. It's effectively peer-to-peer. So basically everybody who is on the site is part of the hosting of the site.
Right.
Now, you don't want credit card information being split up between 20,000 different users, so they've gone this way, which also keeps it slightly more anonymous. If you want it to be, I'm sure you can transfer Ethereum in. I mean, there'll be obviously in your Coinbase so have your information, but not in the mines part of it. So it's really neat. It's quite exciting. There's a lot of talk about it on the newsfeed channels at the moment, that stuff that's happening. A lot of excitement on it. A lot of people waiting for it to come in. So we shall see what happens. But they went live today, I believe, about lunchtime, something today. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to structure. The only thing that they don't really talk about, and because it hasn't gone live up until today, they didn't have an answer for it, is how they're going to balance the Ethereum per token ratio, especially at the moment, given that Ethereum was tanking.
Yep.
It was going to be, when they first launched it, when they first had access to it, which was 2 days ago when I first signed up for it, it was basically going to work out effectively $1 a token. But now that Ethereum's dropped so much, that is now only worth, it would have to be, surely, to make that make sense, it'd be 50 cents a token.
Yep.
Because you'd think $20 is getting the same amount, but that's the only thing I want to look further into, see how that side of it's working, the auto balancing part.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's going gangbusters, and Australia Coin's staying strong. There's actually, I was looking before, there's actually quite a few people mining Australia Coin now, so it's actually valued quite well. It did a couple of weeks ago. It actually went up pretty high, and people started mining it. Then obviously the difficulty increased a little bit, so it's come down, but it hasn't really moved in about 2 weeks. It's stayed pretty consistent, so that's a good sign.
And one other thing I just remembered, I thought we'll throw in here: BlockBid announces live trading in preparation for their live launch. BlockBid will move off the testnet and onto the live trading phase of beta testing on the 28th of September in preparation for live launch, and includes free trading, unlimited deposits and withdrawals, top cryptocurrencies and fiat pairs. As of 28th of September, cryptocurrency exchange BlockBid is set to offer live crypto trading as they gear up to the full launch later this year. Those that partake will be able to take advantage of free trading, example standard blockchain fees, as well as unlimited deposits and withdrawals. BlockBid will be the crypto exchange with the most crypto tokens available to trade, as well as the largest variety of fiat pairs. After completing this final phase of beta testing, further fiat currencies and over 400 cryptos will be added to the platform at the point of full launch. Coins available during the live trading beta: cryptos Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash and BlockBid token, and fiats will be US dollars, Australian, Euro and Japanese yen. Features: free trading during the phase of beta, excluding standard blockchain fees, unlimited deposits and withdrawals via EFT, 5 major cryptos plus BlockBid token, 4 fiat on-ramps and off-ramps. Users of BlockBid are able to trade with complete confidence via secure and simple means of depositing and withdrawing funds. Traders can deposit and withdraw funds via straightforward EFT using uniquely generated serial numbers and identification information provided by the user during the KYC process. Please note, whilst BlockBid doesn't charge a fee for fiat deposits or withdrawals, funds transferred to BlockBid's Australian bank account from overseas may incur an international transfer fee from the user's bank of origin. Additionally, BlockBid will not charge any trading fees during the phase of beta, but standard blockchain fees will still apply. More features to be added in the lead up to the official full launch in late 2018. There we go. It's going to be a pretty interesting exchange in Australia.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if you can actually trade it. What you can't do on Coinbase, you can't actually sell it.
Yeah, what's the point then?
It does warn you when you buy it. It says you can purchase this from us, but we can't get rid of it for you. You're stuck with it once you buy it. So it does actually say that. It just happens that you can get rid of it in a really obscure roundabout kind of way, but hopefully that won't be a thing anymore. You'll be able to just make it work.
Yep.
So not that I've got enough money to buy anything anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Like, it's kind of irrelevant anyway.
We'll make it from the money we make on mines from our awesome shows.
That's it. Although it'll be interesting to see, like if it if it helps a lot with the the smoke I was talking about before is coming back in. We've got fires everywhere in here, massive drought. Be interesting to see if the point of sale systems we're talking about a couple of weeks ago use this as part of their integration, because I think it'll be probably a good step for them anyway.
Yep. And don't forget to visit our website at aussietechcrypto.com. Send us an email from the Contact Us form or jump onto Discord to talk to us. Don't forget to leave a comment, anything you like about us, and talk anything you want us to talk about in future. We've got our coins around the edges here, you can see, so you can send us a donation if you really want to. It's particularly in that one in that bottom corner near Mr. T. That's his favourite one.
Hang on, that one. That one there.
It's hard when the camera mirrors you.
Not only does my camera mirror me, his camera is standing back to me and mirrors me as well. So I'm like,
So if it mirrors a mirror, it should be back to normal, so it should be easier for you than me. What?
Well, you'd think so.
You think so?
When you're looking at the other screen, it's not, because it's back to front from what you're expecting it to be.
Yep.
All I need to remember is it's down here.
Down there.
No, it's not. Down there. That's it. I'm going home.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
This show is a part of the Aussie Tech Heads podcasting network. You can listen to us at aussietechradio.com. We're not licensed advisors, so please don't invest your life savings in anything we say on the show. You can contact us at feedback@aussietechcrypto.com. Visit the website aussietechcrypto.com. Thanks for listening to Aussie Tech Crypto. Tune in each week for more fun and information.